What's up, guys? Four-wheeler doctor back again. Today we're not working on the four-wheeler. We're working on a little Vespa scooter. I guess that's what this is called. Well, Metropolitan. I think it's a lot like a Vespa. Made by Honda. This is a 2015 model. And it's got a rear tire on here that's got about 8,000 miles on it. And won't hold air anymore. So I'm going to put a new tire on it. Just going to show you guys how to do it. This should be a pretty quick and simple video. I'm just looking at it before I got started on it. I'm thinking that I may have to remove the exhaust off this thing to get the tire to slide over. This has got like a kind of a mono swing arm, so it's just got an arm on one side. So I'm going to loosen that nut up and see if I can get this thing to slide off. I'm thinking that it will, but I don't know for sure if I've got enough clearance here because the brake is actually inside of here. So we got to get over the brake before we can get the tire off. So I'm going to try that. If it doesn't work, then I'll just remove the exhaust. There's 4 bolts, 2 here and 2 at the where it ties into the to the engine. And so I'm going to get the big one off first and see if we can slide it off. If it doesn't work, then we'll pull the other 4. So cut the camera back on once I figure out what size socket that is and run it off there with the impact. Alright guys, that nut is very, very tight and I can't really get a good hit on it. I had to put a swivel on here and it's just not going to get it off. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this exhaust off. Like I said, the 2 bolts here, they look like 12 millimeters, and I think we've got 2 10 millimeters on the header up there. So I'm going to get these off, and I'll let you know for sure on those header bolts what size they are, and we'll just remove the exhaust off the thing. Guys, the bolts on this thing are real tight, so I'm having to break these off by hand. Up under the bike here, this is on the left side, but it really doesn't matter. There's the 2 bolts for this one are, let me see if I can find them here, for the header right up in here. Hope you can see that. 2 10 millimeters. Take a deep well 10 and a little short extension, and that'll get it off. So let me get those loosened up. The other 2 were 12s. Had to break them loose by hand too because they were very tight. So let me get all these loose and pull the exhaust off, and I'll show pulling the tire off the back. Alright, I got the bolts loosened up here. I'll go ahead and show you pulling it off. There you go, loosen that bottom one up and it falls off. So slides right out just like that. And actually I look at the front here, you didn't have to remove those tins all the way. It's slotted so the exhaust will just slide off. They're really not too hard to get to, so wasn't that big a deal to remove them. This is a lock nut on here. Hopefully I can hold this with the wheel, keep it from spinning. I think I might have to get a bigger impact. That thing's pretty tight. Let me grab the bigger impact and see what we can get off. Well, I have a medium size one, but we went right for the big boy here. 3/4 inch drive. This is a 24 millimeter nut. And that got it right off there. Alright, it's like I said, just a lock nut. It doesn't have a cotter pin or anything in it. Then there's a washer on here as well. And it slides off. And then the tire rim just slides off. Make sure you don't have the brake applied when you're doing this, or you'll never get it off, because the brake is actually integrated in with the hub here. So as you can see, this tire has been ridden a good bit on that left side for some reason, but I will get the valve core out of here and try to break this off the rim and cut the camera back on right when I start to pop it off the rim. Alright guys, I do have a tire machine, so I can pop this bead off here pretty easy, but I'm going to try to do it with some screwdrivers to show you guys kind of what you'd be dealing with at home if you try to do it. Just lay the rim down on the ground. Doesn't really matter which side you start on, but you just need to pry down on it to get it to slide down. In my past experience with these, The factory tires are a lot of times the worst ones to get off. For some reason, I'm not sure if they put some kind of spray adhesive on them from the factory or what they do, but a lot of times they can be tough to get the brake loose, as is in this case. There you go. Once you get it to slide down, it will slide off all the way around. And I'm going to flip it over, do the other side. So I pretty much just stuck this tire tool in here and pried down on it a couple times, and then actually stood on the tire tool as I pushed down with a screwdriver. Just like that, pops it right off. And then a lot of times it's easier to get these off with just a couple screwdrivers. You want to push in on one side like that, pry up on the other, get 2 screwdrivers in there to get it started, and then just work your way around, and it pops right off just like that. So just keep working your way around with the screwdriver. What you try to do is get that tire in this relief here, and that'll give you enough flexibility in the sidewall to get it to pop off. Same thing with the back side. Pry it over with the screwdriver, catch it in another spot a couple inches over from it, and just keep working yourself around until you can get it to slide completely off, just like that, and you get it off the rim. The new tire I've got, this one here. This is a Kenda. It's a directional tire, so you want to pay attention to which way you put it on there. It has an arrow on it to tell you which way to go. I'm going to probably put a little bit of lube on it just to make it a little easier to go on. So I lubed the sidewall up. This is a tubeless tire, as you can see, so I don't have to worry about messing with a tube on it. Also, I did remove the valve core. I didn't show that, but as you remember, this side here with the brake is the right side, so your tire should go on like this, and just kind of stick it in there, get it halfway started, then you can stick a screwdriver in to pop it up on there the rest of the way. Go, work your way around, and we'll pull the sticker off of here because it is over there where the bead's going to seat up. Alright, so that's one side. Flip it over. This other side might be just a little bit more difficult. This little tire tool here should make it a little easier. I can get it started on that side and stand on it as we work the rest of it around with the screwdriver. Just grab it a couple inches at the time. Will be enough to get it to slide over. Big thing is to make sure you get that tire in that relief area to give you enough flexibility to get it to slide up on there. My tire tool slipped off. Get it back on here where I can stand on it. Keep working your way around. There it is. Popped it right on there. So now we hook the air up to it and blow it up. All right, let's try this again. I got the valve core in there now. It should pump it right up. Pull this other sticker off here. Hopefully this thing will seat up pretty easy without having us doing crazy stuff to it. Back side, front side. Heat it up good. 36 psi. Looks good. Alright, I'll cut the camera back on in a second. We slide it back on. Alright guys, got it slid back on here. Slid on there real good. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this nut down. I'm not real sure what the torque spec's supposed to be. I'm just going to tighten it down good and tight because it was very, very tight before. And like I say, that's a lock nut, so it shouldn't come back off. Now all we have to do is bolt this exhaust back on, and this job's done. Now this is a little different than what I normally do. I don't think I mentioned it either. This is a 2015 50cc Metropolitan, actually a fuel injected little bike, so this is kind of weird. But anyway, check out my other videos. I don't think I'll have many more of these with a scooter on them, but just figured I was over here working on it. May as well show you how to do it. I looked around online and didn't see any videos particularly for this model, so figured I'd put one on there. Alright, like, subscribe, appreciate it.